keep on greater.
Wait, anyone? Well, welcome to the Pour Up Podcast. I am Mike Lake in the building, aka Hillsboro Slim, aka Salt and Pepper Beard.
Yo, it's your boy CP34, aka the Big Dipper, aka British Montana. And I just realized I'm not wearing a fucking hat. You can see all my hair in glory here. There's no bald spots or nothing up there. Looks amazing.
This me on the balcony in the morning, butt ass naked. Just me and my pour up cup.
And your neighbors haven't reported you yet?
Nah, man.
No?
Nah, they take pictures.
They're
Paparazzi
like
style.
chubbies? They're in the chubbies?
wait, what's this? Oh, yeah, nah. Just me in a pour up cut. Cheeks out.
This is you with the pour up cup. I like it. Y'all, you probably can't see it on mine because the light is bright as hell.
Get your pour up cup. Where are these at, Claude?
They are actually on our IG shop. You go to what is that? At the Pour Up Pod on IG. You can get these in there. They're in there. Just hit on the store, a little shop. You got a bunch of tons of things in there, and these nice little mugs that say there's definitely liquor in there. We got those popping off in the IG shop now. I don't know what Mike's doing off camera here. What are you doing?
Messing with the sound.
Oh, you messing with sound? Okay. As per usual, sound good to me though. But I guess that doesn't matter, right? It's not how it sounds to me. It's how it sounds to you. And I know you love my sultry voice every Thursday at 8 o'clock today, 8 o'clock, a little later today.
Is that
yeah
self-described sultry?
Yeah, sultry. Deep voice.
Self-described is kind of like giving yourself a nickname. Because I would choose crass.
All right.
Like I hear your voice is like glass breaking, Wilhelm scream, and nails on the chalkboard.
That's fucked up. My voice is like nails on a chalkboard.
Yeah, sorry.
What's the shit that you don't like? You don't like the scraping of like spoons and shit on plates?
Yeah, why are you telling everybody my business?
Oh yeah, so you want to fuck with Mike, y'all. He is literally the dude from Get Out. Like when she was doing that spoon on the fucking thing. I bet you died, didn't you, dude? Didn't you actually go to the sunken place?
I'll tell you this: you do anything to me, it constitutes a prank war, and I don't think you want that smoke with me.
All right, I got you.
I do this. I do prank war shit. So
I got you.
Just get yourself a pour-up cup and leave me alone.
All right. So we got a nice fun show for y'all today. We got the homie Don and lawyer Chick Amanda on. We're going to actually be talking about, you see the title, we're going to be talking about today just, independence, and raising daughters. Should we be raising daughters to be independent or interdependent? And the whole movement that happened back in the 90s and 80s for women to move to that independent space, has that affected their relationships today? And, what are we going to be doing as far as raising these Gen Zers in the next generation? So we'll get to that in a minute. Obviously, I'll be making a nice themed cocktail for y'all, and we'll get to some news things. But first, before we get there, I think it's time to premiere Mike's new little joint here. If I can actually, I can't even like see the transition on there. My eyes are legit so fucking bad right now.
There's two of them there.
I'm going to guess. I'm going to pick one. There you go. Let's just see. Hopefully. All right, y'all. Slim
like
picks.
That.
You like that? Oh no, that you got lucky because I didn't have time to go in.
No, I'm sure it'll be revamped as time goes forward. I still want the Idris Elba body, but I'll probably get like a Faison Love body or something.
Yeah. No, I mean,
I probably already
your own body. You mean? Give
got
a Faison Love body, your own body? Why would I Photoshop your head on Faison Love's body when I can literally just you?
No, that's good.
There you are.
I like how you got the my old twin on the phone.
Who's that?
That's from the snippet from last week. Yeah. I got swindled at the liquor store.
Yeah, still swindled at the liquor store. Yeah,
I didn't go there this week.
Might change that up every week too. But Mike, tell everybody what Slim Picks is all about.
Hillsboro Slim here. Slim Picks is just a weekly grab bag of videos I see throughout the week that are shared to me, sent to me, or that I found on my own. And I figure why not? It's a podcast, it's a show, and again, why not? We do this in our group chats and with my girlfriend and our text message chats. We all send each other shit all day long.
Yeah.
So let's talk about a few vids on here and oh shit, that's a big bottle of Grey Goose.
That is a big bottle of Grey Goose.
Let's just talk about a few videos that just took my whole attention.
Are you high?
Not yet. Well, I'm sure it's gonna kick in a minute.
Oh god.
But talk about a few vids on here, get a few laughs, and maybe talk about something related to the topic. So
right. I like it.
I don't know what order you added these in.
I know the one that you're talking about is probably first. So the last one
I got this one. So it's gonna play sound.
Yeah, it'll play sound. We won't be hear us though. Won't hear us though.
Yeah, that's cool. Y'all won't hear us for a second, but y'all check this out. Follow up to our video last week. What I tell you about my sisters and the swindler?
Hi. My friend is a prince. I think he likes you.
He is cute.
His friend, he need $3,000. Can you please help him, please?
That sounds good. That sounds like a scam.
You want fucking war with me?
That accent is very suspicious.
I love you. Please, I need $3,000. Please, for me. My enemies are after me.
You don't even know me.
You want to be my fucking enemy? Blood, you want that on you? Everywhere? Peter, let's go.
So that's King Bosh, right?
That is
King
Bash.
Yeah, Bash.
Y'all check that out at All Deaf Women. I don't know if y'all know All Deaf Hip Hop, the comedy spinoff of Def Jam.
Def Jam, yeah.
And
Def
All
Comedy
Deaf
Jam.
Women is a spinoff of even that,
Okay.
where the ladies from that circle got together. And like I said, my sisters be like, you don't know me.
Yeah. No, definitely.
Salute to the sisters who blocking the swindlers out there.
I actually, I had a thought about that while I was taking a shit the other day. Is that I don't know if it's sisters or just so much like Americans. I noticed there was a trend with the females in that thing, and it was they were all not American.
Oh man,
and legit.
You're right. I didn't even notice that
because my wife was like, "Fuck this dude." She's like, "Why?" She said, "I wish I would have when I would have met your broke ass if you would have asked me for $30,000. I would have gave you $30. Fuck $30,000. I don't give a shit if your life is in danger. You're gonna die. You're gonna die today,
you
sir.
want me and my security to die? Like, yeah.
Yes. Sorry.
I hope the killer send me the video.
Yeah. I bet. Even if they send me you holding a newspaper like this, like the date and shit is over. What you got next?
Next video. Rapper named L.A. Russell or La Russell. I don't know how he pronounced it, but check him out at LARUSSELL.
His mama probably named him La Russell.
He's from LA, and I believe his name is Russell. Bro is fire though. Check him out. He was on Leakers this week. LA Leakers.
I'm Claude.
Blind eyes to the shit I thought I'd never see. Crazy how I'm everything they tell you you can never be. Probably cause it's hard to ever be what you never see. Do you hear me?
I hear you, bro.
Black man, better stand tall and keep your chin up. Black man, lead by demonstration, lift your friends up. Black man, move from the heart and get your mind right. Black man, made lemonade out of limelight.
Limelight.
Yo, made lemonade out of limelight.
I like that.
Boy got bars, man. He went, that whole freestyle was about 3 minutes long, and it ain't one of, LA Leakers get a lot of people through. This one was tough, and I like the kid. He got a lot of creative shit on his IG, and Black History Month. I figured I'd get Black Man. I like that. That was hard.
We
didn't enjoy it?
No, it was good.
Oh, okay.
It was good. No, I ran the whole 3-minute one when I was actually doing the prep shit for the show, and he's pretty talented.
Port Podcast was born as a hip hop show, and I will be bringing bars and things of that nature. I got this chick I'm gonna show y'all next week.
Okay,
I ain't gonna
keep it in your
say
pants.
Missy, but I'm gonna just say the word Missy, and this chick next week may or may not.
Question: will she be wearing a black plastic trash bag?
She will not, but she will be wearing the fuck whatever armor give her the lyrical skill set. Is there.
Right.
I think
Teflon.
Some of y'all might already know. If y'all know, hit me in the comments or some shit. But I'm gonna bring her next week and a few others. But let's get into the third one. This one gonna lead into the topic.
Okay.
You threw to it a little earlier, conversation about raising daughters independently or daughters who are raised independently, and pros and cons, and that's what we're gonna get into. So let's get into the clip.
Woman, you don't need my help. I'm such a bitch, right? I'm such a bitch. You don't need my help, right? What happened? What happened? You're so independent, right? So independent. Right? What happened? What?
And that's exactly why my mother told me never to rely on a man. Because you can't. Had to do it myself. Don't you dare.
Listen.
Wait, before
go
at
ahead.
Melanie at Chiclet HF, y'all check them out. That's where that came from. Go ahead, Claude.
All right, she fucked up that floor, FYI. So I don't. Yeah, she might have lifted one side of that couch, but that floor, those hardwood flooring are garbage now.
And you're blaming her?
No, I'm not. Well, she fucking ruined the. Yes, it's her fault.
He could have helped her with the other side of the couch. You was standing right there.
Yeah, but she ain't have to listen.
No, you're not gonna do this.
She knew that couch was a 2-person job, but she chose to do it on her own. And what ended up happening? Yeah, you moved that couch around a little bit, but what you ended up doing in the process was ruining your floor.
You're not gonna do this on Beyonce's internet during Black History Month. She moved the
ruining your
fucking couch, and her mom told her she didn't need his ass for nothing.
Well, hopefully she don't need him to redo the floors too.
She probably don't, because she just ignored the scuffs.
Okay. So she's gonna put a rug over it.
Put the couch over it.
Put the couch on it. Yeah, no, I remember my girl was mad at me one time and she didn't want no help from me. She sat with the TV off for a whole damn day because she was like, I can't figure out how to turn it on, but I ain't asking this dude for nothing.
I can feel that.
Enjoy it.
I like that energy.
Ruin your entertainment and your flooring on some shit like that. All right.
Renee, next time you need help with the TV, call me.
So you can watch her. What are you gonna do?
Help her with the TV.
Oh, you better not come in here and help. Listen, if I'm in a dispute and I'm trying to sit with my principals, you better not come in here and help her.
Am I in the studio? Like, I'm in my business setting. I don't know what y'all got going on in the house over there, but over here in the studio, we help ladies with TVs.
Oh, fuck you. Fuck all the way you.
Salute to my friend RPP.
All right, y'all, let's get into the mix. Oh, a slow news week this week, but one of the things that we will talk about that we got off this week.
Behind the scenes, that shit look crazy.
Because I was just going,
it was like a roast, like a bitch.
I was waiting for it. Listen, because I can see the seconds countdown up there before I can let my mic unmute. But Super Bowl Sunday, we didn't really mean much to us.
Whoa, chill.
Go ahead.
The big game Sunday. You trying to pay for this shit?
I'm sorry. Good point.
You know how much mentioning the SB costs?
Huh?
Mentioning SB
No,
costs a ton of money.
I said Uber Small.
Oh, that Super Bowl you was out of with the police hat.
And I'm talking about the toilet bowl is what I meant. Yeah, and that was that's BOLE, not BOWL.
Yeah,
B-O-L-E.
Super Bowl BOLE.
BOLE. Come at me. Come the fuck at me. BOLE.
And these cups is hard.
Yeah, go ahead. I swear to God, closed captions. If you spell it BOWL, fuck you and your mama too. It's BOLE. That's what I said, and that's what I meant.
Don't put NFL on us.
Anyhow, so in the mix, y'all. Slow news week this week, but we did have that big game Sunday. Last Sunday meant nothing to us Bucks fans here in Tampa because fuck everybody that was in LA watching that shit because the Bucks weren't there. And unfortunately, the Rams did win. And I don't think we weren't trying to get the Rams to win. But
I wasn't rooting against or for anyone. The game was interesting. The commercials were fun.
I was rooting for an earthquake.
Oh, shit.
That's what I was rooting for.
Damn.
Oh, a wildfire or some shit.
I was a little. The thing that bothered me that was kind of weird was for a full year there was one team to play a Super Bowl in their stadium and win.
Yeah.
Now there are two.
Yeah.
That's like
I know.
Rams did the damn thing.
Almost like the NFL orchestrated that. But anyhow, we're not going to say that.
I don't believe
No. All right. Well, anyhow,
when you look at them contracts, the amount of money they poured into the team that they created was nuts.
Well, that's not the point. Fuck the Rams and fuck the stadium they played in and their mama too. But we're here for the halftime show. That's what everybody was here for, is the halftime show. If you did not see it, there's a few pictures. I'll let you see a few pictures here if I can get it up here at the halftime show. Here's your boy Snoop. Who's there? Snoop, Kendrick,
Bro, you're not hold on. I don't like the energy. There's a lot of Caucasian energy in naming these people. You got to give due diligence. Go back to the picture, please. I'll give them their just due.
Go ahead.
First of all, we got the OG SNOOP, Snoop Dogg all cripped out with the yellow trim for the Rams because he's from LA.
Death Row Records.
Also, we got Dre in the back. Actually, Dre right here in the front. 50 back there. M over here. Eminem, one of the best lyricists of all time. Who's that on the far left? I'm gonna get there, Jerry.
It's Kendrick, right?
Oh, that is Kendrick. That is Kendrick. K. Dot, one of the best rappers, active, current, and the queen of hip hop soul, one Miss Mary J. Blige.
What a fork thing.
Did the damn thing on her set.
She did.
More drama was my shit.
She did it so much she passed out afterwards. But so the big controversy coming out of that, because
you're not gonna do auntie like that, bro.
No, I love her. Listen. I grew up listening to. Listen, I was raised by a single mother, and that Waiting to Exhale soundtrack with that song. No, I'm not gonna cry. My God, there was a lot of not crying and a lot of late nights with that song playing.
I don't know who did my mom dirty, and I ain't saying it's my dad, but I was introduced to Mary J. via that connect, and she got some bangers galore. But man, that whole set was fire. Hip hop stood strong in that.
Hit us up, follow us. We might do some debates about that show, because there was a couple things that I loved about it. A couple things that I
in the after show.
Maybe in the after show we'll talk about it. We'll talk more about it on IG. But just get to the point now. So the big thing was that Eminem kneeled. Eminem took a kneel. I guess the NFL it got out to the NFL that it might happen, and the NFL told him don't do it. He did it anyway, and the general consensus is that Eminem gave a big fuck you to the NFL.
What are they gonna do to him?
Nothing. That he just did. He did it on purpose. That was,
it will
was
be
my
in
thing.
goddamn Detroit next season performing at halftime at some point. They're not gonna. I appreciate it, but it wasn't necessary.
Well, so one of the opinions coming out of the everything causes a split in our culture, right? We're never united on shit. We always split right down the middle. But one of the things that came out, actually, our boy Cam, that dude at 95.9, no, that ain't where he at, wherever he is in Gainesville. Our boy Cam, that dude who's been on the show before. Cam, don't kill me, don't come for me. He actually put out a video that talking about Eminem doing this simply probably because he is dropping an album and he's stirring up his supporters.
Oh, it ain't no dummy.
It's Black History Month, And some would say that the NFL used this as an opportunity to kind of placate their issues with racism.
Nah, that's too much.
And their issues with Colin. Really? Is that much of a stretch?
It's not a stretch, but you think the NFL give a damn about any of that shit? As soon as somebody said Eminem's gonna kneel, they was like, "What's wrong? Like, what is he trying to like?" The NFL don't give a fuck.
What about the whole show as a whole? Let's get this hip hop centric black, literally definitively black show in our biggest arena, our biggest fucking show of the year, and let's make it black centric. Let's make it full on hip hop, and let's placate our black watchers in the NFL, because at the end of the day, what is it? More than 75-80% of the NFL players are black, and you have the black fans as well too. So it's Black History Month. Let's go ahead and let's pop it off.
You just said it at the top of the bringing this in, and we got to get to the topic. Both our guests are here. You said it at the top of this. We united on shit, and you think 30 NFL teams and owners and whoever else, Jay-Z and all these people, put together this massive scheme to placate black Americans? And I'm not saying that it ain't possible. I'm saying that they just asked people to come perform that could bring the clout that they needed to. They don't care about who's talented and who's not, and who sounds good and who ain't, and what they're gonna do. And took that knee, I swear to God, I wasn't even thinking, oh damn, a moment for Black history. I thought he was just doing like we made it, like lose yourself, this is your last shot, drop down. The kneel didn't even have the poise and form like Kaepernick. Like when Kaepernick took the knee, my man had his chest up, his afro was bold, and it was ducked off. And I didn't even correlate the two. Fuck out of here.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's definitely not a stretch. It's quite a possibility, but it is Black History Month, and we talked about that on one of our episodes. You know, McDonald's 365 black bullshit, Hulu black, Bath and Body Works having the kente cloth fucking candles. Come on, it's not a stretch. Roger Goodell is still a white man and still making white man decisions when it comes to us and that stuff. It's quite possible.
You got it. Let's get to the topic.
But before we get there, I did want to say one last thing, because our homie Don, who is actually on the show today, he pointed something out. About Lizzo, about 50 Cent. So 50 Cent, if I can show this real quick, if anybody see, that's Lizzo. 50 Cent,
that's fucked up.
Got a lot of fucking kickback for, apparently he gained a little bit of weight.
She got on Snoop's, never mind.
And what anyhow, she got a lot of getting weight, and everybody was trolling him, and everybody basically said, you know, he's lost some weight and they're making memes out of him. But I just want to put in your mind before we move on to our next topic, think about how we treat Lizzo. Empowered, body beautiful, body positive. All the different things about her. Why then can't we also give that to 50 Cent? In 120 seconds and less, Michael.
I don't have a lot of commentary on this. I do
because you look more like Lizzo than you do 50 Cent.
And this is why we can't have nice things. You literally asked the question and then answered the fucking question. You're those people.
Yeah, I am.
You was the one roasting 50. I'm 50.
I'm not roasting 50.
Yeah. Figuratively, Claude.
Okay.
It's me.
Yeah.
I'm 50.
Yeah.
When you met me, I was slim.
Yeah.
10 to 12 years went by, I got bigger. You talk about me every day on the show.
No. 50 got bigger. You got really bigger. I couldn't even.
Fuck you. No, I do believe that there, narratives exist. And I don't think 50 hurting off this. He laughing. Mm-hmm. He posted the shit too. Like he's retweeting and having fun with it. People are going to... It'll be mean to attack Lizzo at this point, because we do see she is true. Big, and as much as she tries to lean into it, what else can she do?
Don't lean too far, girl. You might fall over.
What else can she do?
You know what? She do her hair toss, check her nails. Baby, how you feeling? Feeling good as hell. Let's go on to this topic, y'all. In today's Sink or Swim, bam.
I would swear
that wasn't red. That just came out of my brain just now. Big ups to Lizzo and 50 Cent, Eminem, fucking Colin Kaepernick, everybody at that fucking halftime show. We fucking love y'all. All right, so the topic of today's show is, has teaching our daughters to be independent backfired, basically. Pushing that not narrative, pushing that thought pattern of independent of man. I don't need a man. Independent of man. So what we're gonna do actually real quick, we got Lawyer Chicken Amanda and our homie Don here, but homie Don, if you hit him, is he still on? I see he's watching the Heaties.
He's reading a book or something.
He's no, that nigga ain't reading no goddamn book.
Why are you so harsh?
He's not. Friends? He's definitely not reading a book.
Why are you so harsh on your friends, Claude? What do we do to you? All we do is love you and tolerate your nonsense.
I know, that's true.
My man's reading a book on his phone.
Okay.
I think.
or watching Heat stats or some shit. Let's bring up Don. Let's bring Don into the conversation. Let's hear what he has to say about it, and then let's talk about it. And then we'll bring Amanda. Sit tight, so we'll get you in here in a minute. All right, what you got there? Whoa,
Don 8.
Don.
Now you gotta change your name,
The
B.
Don Dada. What's up? Let's make him bigger and make us smaller. Let's do that. Yo, let's do that. Bam. What up, homie? Welcome to the Poor Podcast. Can't hear you at all.
Yeah, no audio.
No audio. Oh, there you are. There you go. You sound great.
My
Sound
bad.
great on your Apple AirPods. Very nice.
Yes.
Welcome
These
to the
are
Poor
pros.
Podcast, homie.
What's
You
up?
good? How you feeling?
I'm gravy, sir.
Yeah.
Tired, but I'm good.
So this whole episode came about a conversation that you had with me, and I think Mike hopped in on the conversation about raising our daughters independently.
Yeah.
Can you talk a little bit about what you were talking about? What brought you there, and talk a little bit about what you're talking about first.
Gosh, you know, it's funny. I kind of forgot exactly what it started it, but yeah, I mean, we've been talking about it a little bit, and I mean, ultimately, I have a very strong belief that, or feeling that I don't want my daughters to be adults in a position walking around disrespecting and not seeing the value of men.
Okay.
And I say this as a man who was with one gal for the last 9.5 years, married for the last 3, and she passed away. And I had that. I had the nuclear family, pretty much everything you would really want. And ultimately, I feel like that's important. And I think somehow over the last 20, 30 years, saying the words, I'm an independent woman, has turned into, I don't need men, or men aren't useful, or they don't see the value in men. And for me, I reject that completely. That, to me, is bullshit. And to be honest with you, come here, baby, to be honest with you, I'd be damned if I'm going to teach my daughters that.
Yeah.
So it starts with basically the love I have for my daughters, my babies. I'm not going to, be in a position of making them, grow up feeling like men aren't important. And whether some women may not realize that they're doing that to men, I'm telling you this as a man who's been, just I guess talking to women and just trying to see exactly where women in general operate right now, these days in 2022. That's what I see a lot, and it's really sad. And I'm telling you right now, I got 3 daughters. I'd be damned if I let them grow up thinking that way. It's just not going to happen.
So I had this conversation with my wife, right? And it wasn't a good conversation. It wasn't a good conversation at all. It was.
How I got a black eye.
That's how I got a black eye. Exactly. And basically, her ideal, and I'll hopefully not misquote her, is that I grew up with a dad that taught me how to do everything for myself, so I wouldn't need a man to do it, so that I could literally do everything I needed to do with absent of a man. And when I wanted a man, I could bring in a man. What's wrong with that?
Oh, well, I mean, what you just said, nothing's wrong with that. But it becomes a problem when you take everything that he taught Renee, when you take that energy and turn it into, oh, men aren't useful. We don't need you. You're useless. Men are trash. You hear that the saying, all women say, oh, all men are trash. That narrative is socially acceptable to say, and that's where I object. So her saying that to you, okay, I'm not rejecting that. If you want to, live the life of basically feeling, independent, so be it. And for me, again, I'm not knocking anybody who wants to do that. The only thing I have a problem with is this idea that men are simply not useful, and that they push people, and women are in a position right now just making men feel they're not useful just because they have now this self-taught independence. And again, and I think they take that as me saying, they need to do what men say and just follow any useless man, anywhere, or you need to really rely on him to take care of you, feed you, all of that. I'm not saying any of that. I'm just saying we need each other. Men, women need each other. As a man who's single now and misses the hell out of his wife and raising 3 kids, 3 daughters by himself. Oh my God, Lord knows I had the resources to not need a woman or to get through life, raise these girls by myself. But Lord knows I also understand how important it is and what women bring to the table. And ultimately all I'm asking, and what you would think would be is all I'm saying is women should be doing the same thing for men. And these days you just don't see that.
How does that look though, Don? Like, so you got your daughters. You're because I have a bunch of comments from viewers and things like that, and I'll read them in a minute. But one of the things that came to me that was a big thing was, well, when you teach a daughter, especially a girl, to not do something for so long, it could backfire and it could become this. Now they're going to actively just go out and despite you and despite man. Do you think that's what's happening, or what is causing? Because when I think of the independent woman movement and women being independent of men, you think of the word independent, right? That's literally severed from no ties, no support, nothing. I'm literally without a man and I don't need a man. I got my own shit. Mm-hmm. What's the negative of that? Like, what truly is the negative of that? And I know I asked 2 questions, but answer that one first, and then I ask the other one again.
Well, I mean, I don't. Again, to me, I'm of the belief that men and women need each other. And so even if you just say you just flipped it just for the sake of argument, say men, choose, there's like this MGTOW movement shit on the internet that I never even heard about until recently. MGTOW, basically it's men going their own way, basically choosing to not. I don't know. I can't, no, dead serious. Basically, it's men too. Well, and listen,
gay men. So they're becoming gay.
No. Listen, I know y'all got jokes, but let me make a point because I'm trying to answer your question the long run. But that I don't fucking affiliate with them dudes at all. Obviously, I don't think none of us would. But what those dudes are is usually a bunch of men who aren't. You probably usually socially awkward, not very good around women in general. Those dudes have chosen to just simply not even affiliate with women in any particular case because they're mistreated. So they say they're mistreated by these women. They're made to feel inferior, made to feel like they're not as important. And if we're talking about Black people like ourselves, then it's even more because essentially Black women now are starting to make more money than their counterpart. So ultimately the problem is, and to answer your question, is it's not the fact that they're independent, it's what you're doing with your independence and how you're making your counterparts feel. And again, for people like me, I'm not really weak-minded. I could give a damn what other people do. I just know my daughters are going to see a strong father. And they're going to see a man who is worth a damn, who is, important.
An ugly son of a bitch. I'm joking.
No jokes. You know damn well that ain't true, bro. You talking to the tribal chief. You talking to the tribal chief, bro. Come on.
Screenshot his face right now.
The tribal queef. Let's go ahead and bring in Lawyer Chick Amanda real quick. Actually, real quick before we do that, you mentioned Black women, and Lawyer Chick Amanda is not Black.
Time out real quick. I do want to say something real quick because I felt like you had a second question, and you never asked.
The second question that will bring Amanda in, and I'm going to ask Don this second question because the second question is that how does that look when you're raising your day-to-day life, right? Because your daughter, I'm not going to tell your daughter's ages, but they're young. They're like my daughter. They're young, and we got 10 to 15 plus years to get them to 18 and out in this world. What does that look like on a day-to-day? What are you telling your daughter about independence?
Well, I'm not telling them a damn thing. My kids are so young. They're 7,
well, not now, but
3, and 1. Well, but I mean, right now, it's not even really telling them anything. It's just making them understand and being in an environment where they have a strong father. They respect men. I'm telling you, and again, I don't know, maybe other people haven't been talking to women, especially single women and women who are in their either a little older in their mid-30s or whatever, and they've seen some things. they are operating in a position now these days where they don't necessarily respect.
Amanda, do you
men.
feel attacked? Because I think you're in your 30s.
I'm not. I don't even know, Amanda. I'm not. This ain't nothing. Listen, and before you even go, I want to be clear. Everything I say is nothing personal, Claude, and ultimately, I know you because you've had those conversations with your wife. It's easy to take some of the things I'm saying as if I'm like it's personal to you because you hear what you get in defensive mode where you're thinking, oh shoot, he's talking about me. I'm not. I don't know you. I don't know what the hell situation you have with your wife. I'm talking about how I want to raise my kids and what I'm seeing out in the world. And unfortunately, like it's again, we live in a world now where it is socially acceptable to be shitty to men, to talk shit about men. I sent you guys a meme the other day. What happened when 50 Cent was hanging upside down? They roasted his ass to hell and back. He's still getting roasted. I saw some shit today where they're talking shit. Oh, fat this, fat blah 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 blah. And again, socially, hold up real quick. Let me finish it. Right. Yeah, socially, it's the men are just supposed to take it. That men are just supposed to be like, oh man, we're tough or whatever. We can handle jokes, blah blah blah. I know we can, but you do know that men in general, hell, they got feelings too. And
said they came up with a whole club to disavow women.
So incels wasn't enough. Now they got to go to the losers leaving women shit, whatever it is. Hold on, pause 1 second, Dawn. Amanda, welcome to the Poor Podcast. Before we get you into the topic, because the wick is lit, why is it, real quick, that Lizzo, we wouldn't dare call Lizzo fat? That's actually fat shaming, but we are comfortable calling 50 Cent fat. 50 Cent. Excuse me, I remember I'm black. 50 Cent, fat. In front of him.
It is 50 Cent, bro. Just say 50 Cent.
All right, let him talk. Why is that okay?
Well, how does it feel to finally be on the other side of a double standard?
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I don't agree with what people are doing to 50 Cent. I don't agree at all. I think it's messed up. Nobody should be body shaming anybody. And unfortunately, it is a double standard that men are facing. And I don't think it's right at all. I think they need to leave him alone. He looks fine to me. Like he looks like he can bench press like pretty much everybody there. So, and he looks like he's healthy and he's happy. So everyone can literally just fuck off with those comments. Although it is a double standard. And so yeah, how does it feel, guys? Sucks, right?
I mean, not, man, I'm gonna be
I can give you some more double standards if we're gonna do that.
But
if we can get going.
I'm agreeing.
I got double standards too.
First off, I'm agreeing. I'm not saying personally, like you said, don't have them take it personal. Like this isn't a personal attack to you guys. It's a double standard on men, and I don't think it's right. No one should be body shaming anybody. However, women have been attacked by their body for like ever, and so the movement against body shaming towards women has been happening a lot longer than it's been happening towards men. So like it'll happen then, but this is a man's world, unfortunately. Still, I've said this before in other, podcasts. It's still a patriarchy in a sense. So like,
I mean, I will, before we get back into the topic, I will agree with you for a second when you say that, except for the fact that conversations about body shaming of men haven't been going on for centuries. So you can't necessarily say that conversations for women have been for centuries or whatever the time frame you says, and not for men. It's just that men, that was socially unacceptable for us to bitch about our bodies and complain about it and make fun of it. So we didn't talk about that. Those were things
I will
that
say
were considered
toxic
feminine.
masculinity is a thing. And so like when you pointed out earlier about how men are supposed to act tough and men aren't supposed to have feelings, I don't like when people try to push that on men. I think it's unhealthy. So like when I heard that, I was like toxic masculinity. And that's another thing is bashing men about their bodies and how they should look and how they should act. That's part of it. Like how men are supposed to be. It is part of that toxic masculinity that needs to go away. And so, yeah, when I saw those memes pop up at 50 Cent, I saw it on TikTok too. I was like, why are we doing this? What was the point? And I'm sure it's some guy that's like stick thin, that's like shoving popcorn in his face.
I would probably venture to guess that it wasn't a man and it was definitely a woman. Because I will ask you this: you speak for womankind, not for Amanda. Okay. You think most women would date a guy that looked like 50 Cent does now, or the guy that looks like Lizzo?
The guy looks like 50 Cent now.
Okay, so we'll just leave it at that and go back into the point. So, all right, back to the.
I mean, it's hard to not be biased too for me, but right. I mean.
Well, she said it was
I can't be objective on that. I'm gonna have a little bias, but
I don't know. Why are you biased?
I mean, I
You like
personally like
the
someone that's more physically fit. It's
Oh,
just
got
my
you.
type, my preference, you know. But I do get that, you know, there are people out there that like, you know, thicker people, more big boned people, because they have that's their preference. That's what they like, you know. To each their own. I can't. So it's really hard to. It's like a loaded question to ask me to speak on behalf of all women.
I'm not just saying the social
Yeah, I
norms.
feel attacked.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just as fat as you, supposedly, is what you tell me. But like, I'm
I don't
just
care.
saying,
I'm
we won't stay here. Let's move on. Let's move back. We won't stay here too long. We'll go back to the topic at hand. Women. So Amanda, you consider yourself an independent woman?
I am.
Were you raised to be an independent woman?
I mean, my mom, I was kind of raised by a single mom. My dad was still there, but it was a little difficult. But it wasn't more like you need to be an independent woman. It was more of like teaching me how to respect myself, how to learn to do things for myself. It wasn't never this narrative of you can't rely on a man, you know. It was just more of like you have the ability now to do these things for yourself. You should learn how to do them. And like, if you're over, like if your car's broken down on the side of the road with a flat tire, you should know how to change it and not wait for 2 hours for a tow truck or someone else to come. Things like that. So like I'm independent. That doesn't mean I don't want a man to do things for me. Like I know how to paint my house. It doesn't mean I'm going to want to do it. Or I know how to do this. I still know how to ask for help. Like I think what's the confusion is people are confusing. There are people out there that are independent. There will be women out there and it affects their pride and their ego. And like, they don't want to ask for help. And it's like, why not? Just because you ask for help and get help from a man doesn't make you any less independent. Independent means you just know how to do it if they're not there. That's what I think. So I think the narrative's been skewed a bit. I think that there's been taken to the extreme a bit, but I see nothing wrong with a woman knowing how to do all these things by herself. And then if she wants to ask a man for help, then so be it. That doesn't make her any less independent. But to give this woman a narrative like you can't be too independent, you got to rely on a man, I feel like that just sets her up to have to rely on a guy and just in a wrong way and makes them codependent. You don't want a woman to be codependent. That's unhealthy. And I think not teaching a woman how to be independent and respect herself and think for herself can make them susceptible in the long run to possibly being victims of very unhealthy relationships because they get dependent on this person. You know,
Don, are we talking about codependence though?
I don't even know because ultimately I agree. If you want to learn to do things without a man, by all means, I'm not rejecting that at all. I completely agree.
But you're not talking about you're not actually talking about teaching codependence to your daughters though. You're talking about the idea. Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. Right? You're not talking about teaching codependency to your daughters.
I'm talking about I'm teaching them to actively respect and appreciate the value of a nuclear family and what that looks like and that men are important in that situation. Men are not meant to be on earth independent of women, and women are not meant not put on earth to be independent of men. And that's truly what I believe. This ain't about, changing tires and all that stuff. Cool. If you want to learn that stuff, I have no problem with that. Hell, I'll teach my daughters how to do all kind of stuff. My daughter, Mia, she's literally running around the house doing everything she possibly can. I'm not going to stop her from doing that just because that's a man. No, that's not the level of what I'm talking about. I'm talking about when you take your independence and then you use it as a tool to shit on men. And that is happening, whether you like it or not. And for me, my daughters ain't going to do that. So.
Well, also, when you're saying they're shitting on men, well, what were the men doing to be shitted on? It's not like, I mean, I know there are some people who are hyper independent, which is apparently a trauma response. Here nor there on that. But like in that video that you guys showed with the girl pulling the couch, which she should have had little stopper things under the couch.
She ruined her floor, right?
Here nor there. Yes, that's what I was thinking. But I also thought she's yelling at him. They're having a fight because I'm assuming that she asked him a bunch of times, help me move this, help me. I would like your help. And he was ignoring her or he wasn't listening to her. And so she got angry and she yelled at him. She's like, I'm going to do it myself. And then he was like, oh, you're an independent woman. Meh, meh, meh. Well, you know what? In that moment, she had to be, because she asked for help and you didn't want to help. That's
Let me ask you a question. Why do you assume that? Why do you assume she did that and he didn't? Why do you assume that? What did you see in that? Did you have like a prequel? How do you know that happened? Is my question.
I'm going to safely take an educated guess based on tone, body language, and yelling that's what happened, because a lot of times that is what happens. I get women have to appreciate men, but we also need to teach people that men need to appreciate women. Why is it seems like it can't be one way? Because you know what? Back in the day, we couldn't get our own credit cards. We couldn't get our own mortgages. We couldn't do our own things. And yeah, we had to rely on men because we didn't have a choice. We couldn't have property in our name. We couldn't do anything. And then later down the road, we started to get more rights like men. And then, yeah, we had the ability to be our own person and to do the things we want to do that men could do. And I think that's great. And
I do too.
Yeah. Back then, women had to rely on men. I think
This ain't, well, again, I want to be clear, because before I forget this topic, I agree with you. I'm not saying to go back for men or for women to not be able to do any of those things. I've not once said that. I have no problem with
what is the resume header of what you're saying.
I'm saying, hey, don't use that stuff as a tool to completely shit on men. And when I say that, and just to go back, because she said most likely that the man did something to the woman for her.
She was asking if he didn't do what she asked.
Yeah. He did. I'm seeing situations where men haven't even done that. Men are just literally saying hi, and they're like, "Oh, women are looking at dudes." I'm 6'3". This ain't even my problem. I see dudes who are like 5'5", 5'6", getting absolute shit on over something that they can't even control, and it's not even like that's not even like something that they can help, but they're getting shit on.
You ain't seen no 5'5", man. You lying.
I'm using it. Listen, hey, hold on. I'm giving an example. That's an example. Hold on, I can go. Let's take that one away. He was 5'7". I'm 6'3". If you're 5'6", 5'7", 5'5",
we get you
same shit.
I'm 6'5". Who cares? Go ahead, Amanda. Amanda, what's your response, real quick?
So wait. So what you were trying to say is that like women need to be more open to men talking to them, or what was your example?
No, I'm just saying, no, let's not lose topic. I'm not
losing topic. You're
hold on. Let me say. No, I've said this several times. Don't use your independence, your degrees, the fact that you can do things by yourself as a reason, as a tool to throw it in his face. So, for example, in that video, I guess maybe you got like some kind of super ability to where you can look at body language and tell that they had what conversation they had. I'm just saying, that's what you said. You said you could tell by her facial expressions and all that stuff that what conversation they had. Chances are that may not have happened, and she just did it and then threw it in his face. I don't know, but I watch them. They're all the time. They're funny. They do skits like that. That's like the extreme. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about, hey, I'm a man, you're a woman. We need to get along. We belong together. There's no reason for you to be actively trying to stay away from each other. And you say it goes each way. It goes each way, women and men. I'm saying it literally. We men. As a man, I absolutely understand the importance of a woman. I lost my wife. I lost her, and I don't have her for. I haven't had her for 16 months, over 16 months, and believe me, I got resources to where I'm okay. I can get by without a woman. I don't need anything, but better believe I understand the importance of her. Last thing. All I'm saying is women need to do that same thing in general to men. It's just it's not happening.
Don't you think women
hold on one second, man, because I want to interject on what he's saying real quick, because one of the things that I and even think in preparing for this conversation really thought about, we don't teach boys independence, right? Boys aren't taught independence. Hey, you need to be independent of a woman. No, there's no shadow or place, or there's no earth in any dimension where a man is going to say, I want to be independent of a woman ever. And that's not a man that needs to be dependent on a woman for laundry or stuff of that stupid group that Don was talking about. But so it's not something that we teach boys, right? Why so do you think why is it imperative then to teach girls that? Why do we teach girls that?
I beg to differ, though. I'll let Amanda answer and I'll respond.
Okay,
so the thing is boys and girls are raised differently. You know, that whole boys with boys bullshit. And with girls, you need to be, you need to, if he pulls your hair in the sandbox, that means he likes you. Oh, you need to be dependent on men, or boys. Oh, I wasn't raised as a boy, so I can't really explain what my brother went through, but it was different. I was taught to be patient. I was taught not to, cry too much. And like him, he was probably taught, don't show too much emotions and, control your anger, control this. But yeah, you guys were taught a different narrative than us. And the thing is like, you were saying, oh, girls need to be respectful of men. Well, men need to be respectful of women. Girls need to, not be using our independence to attack men. Don't you ever think that we're using our independence not as a tool of attack, but we're just being ourselves? And we're like, listen, we just don't want to settle for shitty men. And
define a shitty man. Define a shitty man. I need to hear this.
Well, okay, a shitty man, one who doesn't value a woman, one who projects his insecurities on her, one that's disrespectful to her.
Can you give me like a legit example? Because that's pretty vague. Look, that's a little vague. Can you dive a little
personal deeper? Example? Are we going to go into my personal?
Sure. I don't need a personal. Like, okay,
well, that's a legit example. I'm giving
what's an example? No. All right.
Okay.
Go ahead, Amanda.
All right. A guy is like talking to a girl, whether talking, dating, whatever the terminology is nowadays, with this shit. And feels the need to critique what she's wearing or how she does her makeup, or feels the need to critique her job, or saying that she needs to go work out more, or, she wants to do things on her own. And okay, let's say they're going to hang out and he's like, and she's like, I don't feel like cooking tonight. Let's order pizza. And he's like, no, why don't you cook for me? Can you not cook? Or he makes it a requirement to date that she needs to know how to cook, needs to do things. Like, that's the thing, is like these standards they put on. It's like, one, we're not your fucking mother. We'll go with that first.
Is that bad though? Is that a bad requirement though, Amanda? Real quick, is that a bad requirement for a man to learn to know how to cook?
Does he not have arms? Can he not?
Hold on now. Hold on.
No, Cole, you're not going to play.
My thing is that
I'm not going to deviate on that. Go ahead.
Listen,
I'm sorry.
I'm independent.
I've been told by Paige you're not to deviate.
And I don't use it as a method to attack men at all. It just helps me have high standards because I know what I deserve. So like, it's not this attacking tool. It's just a tool. It is just help to build you up as a person. Doesn't mean I don't rely on men. It doesn't mean I don't want a man. It doesn't mean I'm not looking for someone who can provide with me, that I will also provide. But like, if I don't want to date a man whose self-value is rooted on what he can provide and what he can give me, because I feel like that's just going to be very bad.
Hold on a minute.
I can provide what he can provide.
And Don, I know you're biting at the chips to chime in. But
No, I'm not. Go ahead.
Because I have to think about this real quick. So to you, it's more valuable for a man to know how to cook or cook for himself.
No, what's valuable to me is not him thinking because I'm the woman that I'm going to do all the cooking.
But I don't think that's the whole point of the whole argument or discussion about.
No, but he was asking when he asked examples of shitty men and shitty man behavior, and then I said being disrespectful, belittling this and that, and then he was like, that's not specific enough, and so then I went into some examples, and that was it. So it was like this in the weeds thing that he wanted.
But again, I just want to just drive a quick point home. It's a man is being shitty if his requirement for dating or the person that he's with is that they know how to cook or that they cook.
But then she doesn't, and then he shits on her for it when he already knew that she didn't know how, and he's like, "Well, you need to learn."
What is the opposite?
But that's what I was saying is like I already told him the elements of what could be a disrespectful dude, and that apparently wasn't specific enough. So I had to go into some examples, and that's how I brought in like belittling about your skills to do certain things. like any kind of belittlement is wrong, but apparently just saying that wasn't specific enough.
Oh my
So-
gosh,
Go ahead, Mike.
that trigger you? Did that trigger you when I
Hold on,
asked you?
No,
Hold
but
on,
it's
hold on,
really
wait, wait.
cute that
You
you thought
did-
that.
you
I'm
did
just
get
a
triggered.
passionate talker.
You said it like 4 or 5
honey,
times.
Honey, being a lawyer, you have to talk
Oh,
passionately,
honey.
and I do.
Listen, it's okay, honey.
Oh no, I'm
You
just
triggered
a
now. I
passionate
love it.
talker. I'm not.
It's
but if
okay.
it tickles
It's okay,
your feelings
Amanda.
that
You
I
got
am,
it. You got it. You're doing well. Keep
no.
going.
In this conversation,
when
Amanda, have you been married? Have you been married?
Does that decrease my value if I haven't?
Oh, I just asked a question. I'm just curious.
No,
Have
but
you
what's
been-
the reason for your question?
I feel
Do
like
you
both
have
of
a
y'all are
kid?
playing the same game.
Right.
You have a kid?
No.
But does that mean
You don't
I'm
have
not
a kid?
qualified to speak on any of this? Because I
Does she
don't
not
have
have
a
a
kid,
kid?
or I've never been
Amanda
married.
does not have a kid.
I was just curious. I was just curious if you were married. Don't
curiosity
don't get
is
mad.
not-
It was a simple
No,
question.
I'm not mad. I'm actually trying to understand the
It was a
intentions of
simple
your
question. It was a
Yeah,
simple
that's okay.
question.
Then what were your intentions of the questions?
It's apparent. That's all I can say.
Mm-hmm. And
Hold on.
as
Your
a
attitude.
married person,
No,
so
it's
what
just
was
your
intentionality?
attitude
This is
toward
for a
me.
podcast. This is
It's
not
not
the
an
Don or Amanda
attitude.
show.
I'm just
Go ahead,
actually
Claude. You got it,
very
dog.
Break it down. Let's
No,
break it
Claude,
down.
I got it. What
Go ahead,
I was
sir.
going to say, so in the conversation about independence, Amanda is an independent daughter, and Don's talking about raising independent daughters. Is it, if we're going to skew this conversation to if or not, if then, it's either yes or no, true, false, whatever the hell y'all want to call it, answer choice A or answer choice B. What are you teaching first in this scenario, Don and Amanda? For you, even however you were raised, which are you teaching first to the next generation? Independence, because y'all talk about independence versus codependence. Y'all both agreed we're not talking about codependence here. No one seeks, no one. People do, but I'm not seeking a girl who's going to be codependent on me. If she know how to do whatever the hell, and I don't, or I do, none of that matters or plays as long as we balance each other. I know how to cook. My girl is an engineer. I could fix a bunch of shit. She probably could fix more. Who knows? I don't know. None of that matters. What the conversation is what's being taught and how it negatively affects the interaction between males and females. Amanda is giving heavy independent energy, and Don, you're giving heavy triggered by independent energy. And the question is, what are we teaching the next group? Because y'all already fucking.
Can I tag on that real quick? Can I tag on that? Because you that's a great question, Mike. Because in my brain, and while you were saying it, I was formulating this question in my head, and it was just simply, so is it wrong then to say, hey, men value things like being able to do things like cooking and I don't want to say cooking and cleaning. I don't want to make it like a 50s thing. I'm just saying there are men, a lot of men that value things like that, like being needed, and also, hey, I have the ability to do this. One of the biggest things, a lot of the things in the discussion group that we actually participate on Facebook, that a lot of the people said is that younger Gen Zers don't know how to cook. They don't know the value of being cooperative. I'm cooperative. We'll talk about that in a minute if we have a minute to. And a lot of times they are more combative towards men, and that is more of a turnoff. So a lot of Gen Zers and the millennial, the last remaining single women of the millennial generation are single simply because those particular skills they're not willing to concede. Now, I'm not saying I'm telling my daughter at the end of the day that you have to know how to cook, but at the end of the day, because I cook, let's be real, I'm married to a white woman from the north. She don't know how to season. So yes, I'm in the kitchen and my daughter's right next to me learning how to cook, because at the end of the day, if she finds a man that she loves, that values cooking, why is it wrong then to say, hey, let me take away that particular skill that could potentially, if you want to find a mate, you can be independent if you want. That's your decision. I can't rule my daughter after she's 18. But if she decides that, hey, these are the things that are valuable to men and I want to be in a relationship, what's wrong with saying, hey, I'm going to teach you how to cook? And I use cooking as an example because you brought that up initially. Cooking goes to everything. Just like I can teach my daughter how to change a tire, which, by the way, Don, I have never even heard your ass talk about changing a tire, number one. And number two,
I've changed many tires.
I know. But your spare tire on your belly don't count, homie. What I'm saying, what is wrong, Amanda? Hold on, this question's for Amanda only. What is wrong then teaching my daughter both how to cook and change a tire, so that at the end of the day, whoever she meets, or if she chooses to be in a relationship, she has options.
Isn't that independence?
I didn't say that was wrong to learn how to cook. What I was saying before was just him having to expect her to know how and then belittling her for maybe not. I said there was nothing wrong with learning how to cook. I know how to cook. I had to help my mom cook because she was raising 3 kids. So like, yeah, I did it because, you know, it was more of like a need to know how, like just how I learned how to do laundry. This is something you just need to know how to do for yourself. You know, when you go to college, you do these things and you're by yourself, you know, it's skills. So, but someone actually made a comment, this Renee person, saying it's skills
Renee
that
is my
cannot be
wife.
expected. Oh, hi, Renee. You're awesome. And so, yeah, it's just both my dad, my stepmom, and my mom were like, hey, you just need to know how to do these things. We're not going to be here forever. That was the narrative they told me. It wasn't because you need to know how to do these things. And, or my dad never said, oh, don't learn how to check your oil. Like a guy should do that for you. Or don't change a tire. A man will do that for you. It was never that. It was just, hey, we're not always going to be around. So here are some things you're going to need to know how to do.
What's
That's
your
it.
preference
What?
of changing the oil? You or the guy?
I only know how to check the fluids. I don't know how to change an oil. Do I do?
That's not the question.
And neither does Claude.
Hold on. I know how to change the oil.
But,
Hold on.
but
Yes,
I do know how to check
fuck
to
you.
make sure. I do know what to look for. I do know how to change a tire in case of an emergency. Things like that. I know how to check like all that stuff. And then so when I do go to a mechanic, I can have a chat with him about the things I'm
Okay.
noticing in my car and what I think they might be, things like that. Just my dad wanted me to learn basics and stuff, you know, just like my mom wanted me to learn stuff too. I learned a lot from all three of my parents, and I think it helped a lot because I don't want to be here relying on someone. I like learning how to do things myself. Now, that doesn't mean I don't ask for help. I ask for help all the time because some people can do things better than I can. So
is this conversation about expectations? Because what is true in a relationship, I've never met a person on this planet that has approached me in like just say relationship, in any relationship. When I first met Claude, he didn't go, hey, Michael, in order to be my friend, you have to meet these standards and achieve these goals or we can't be friends. And no one enters a relationship.
Pretty sure I said,
way.
hey, don't talk to that girl because she's a never mind. Go ahead.
Yeah, that did happen. It almost got you punched. But the gist of it is that, and this isn't just at Amanda, this is at the whole group and the questions y'all are asking her, that these expectations, in y'all's opinion, I'll say Don and Claude, and then Amanda, is the expectation that certain people have to do certain things or they can't be in your circle. And then to piggyback, if they are in your circle or not, are you raising your daughters to create their own circles?
I'll go first because, you know, wait
Well,
a minute.
you go first.
I'll go last. Don,
just so you know, I never got to answer Mike's question about what I actually am teaching.
Okay.
But go ahead. You go ahead.
You could pair both of those in the same question I just asked.
Okay.
Teaching our daughters.
Go ahead, Don.
Okay. Well, I have
answered in two folds. What you literally teach them to do and how to think. Go.
Literally, I don't understand exactly. And you know, my mom actually kind of told me that this would happen. When you say that we don't need to be independent and that we need to be separate, or that we don't need to be separate, that women and men need each other. When you say that, they're not going to hear that. They're going to hear you're saying men are saying women need to do this, or women need to depend on men in any capacity, barefoot and pregnant. Just there, you're hearing that. I literally have said this multiple times. That's cool. You can cook, you can change oil, do anything. I don't care necessarily about what you do with your independence or the fact that you are independent. I co-sign independence. I co-sign everybody being able to do everything. Men cooking, women cutting the grass, whatever. That's not what I'm saying. Never has been. I'm literally saying men and women need each other. If we are operating in the world with the idea that we're independent from the other, I don't co-sign that. And what I'm literally teaching my daughters is no, hey, they're seeing a strong dad who is bathing them, taking them to daycare, combing their hair, finding out, products and stuff online, looking up YouTube videos on how to do ponytails and stuff. That is what they see their dad doing. They're going to respect men and understand that men are important in this world. That's what I'm teaching them. I'm not talking about teaching them change a tire and stuff. I don't even change no tires. I either have Jerry do it, or I call AAA. I don't need to get my hands dirty. None of that matters is my point. My point is It's about respect. It's about love. It's about men and women being on this earth cooperating with each other, not, oh, I don't need you and I don't want you thinking this. All of that stuff she said, the reason why I asked about an example is because what? I don't do any of that. I don't know men who does any of that. That's some stuff you see on like TV and stuff. I've never not seen a single man literally walk around and get mad at someone. Like my wife used to cook out all the time. I never said, oh, you don't want to cook? What the hell is that? Blah, blah, blah. She says you want to eat out? Cool. I'll eat out. Yeah. So that's why I asked about that, because to me, it made me think, wow, what the hell has been happening the last 9 years? Because I don't know. So again,
in the world, you mean? In the world, you mean?
Yeah, in the world.
Yeah.
So again, and for the probably fourth or fifth time, I'm not saying men should be doing things differently. I'm saying straight up, men and women need each other. Women should not use their newfound this sweep of independence as a tool to basically say men aren't shit, or basically men are trash and stuff. And that's all I'm trying to say.
Thank you, John. Amanda, before you rebut, Amanda, I was going to ask you that, but before she rebuts, I want to hear what she said to rebut. Does that happen though? Do women actually use their independence, this ideal of independence, to bash men? Is that a thing?
We don't go around bashing men for shits and giggles. What we do is we meet men and we talk to them and we use our independence as one. It's not even this magical tool that we're attacking men with. It is just literally within us as who we are as people. We are strong. We are confident. We can do things on our own. So we don't have this weird need to rely on them. It's more of just our ability to just weed out the men that we don't like, because they're red flags, like the red flags we talked about. It's like, if one thing I wanted to ask before I finished, you mentioned about teaching your girls, the partnership, needing men, everyone working as a group, team effort, respect men. Are you also, out of curiosity, telling your girls that men need to respect them and treat them like a partner? And if they don't, like, peace out kind of thing? Like, are you going to do that too, like two-way street?
So when I said earlier that my wife passed away, and in 16 months, I have no man on earth here can tell you how he recognizes how important a woman is and how much I recognize, even though I got all the resources I could possibly have, I don't technically need a woman to do those things, but I'm not out here saying it and doing it and using it as a tool to make women feel bad. When I said that men and women need each other, straight up, it's both ways. When I said that, what did that answer your question? Because I think I said that.
That's what I just want to double check. Is that like you're telling them it's a two-way street, like men have,
I know. I've said that. I've said exactly that multiple times.
I was just double checking.
Oh, I know. But and this is what it is. And I knew this would happen because emotionally, it's in human nature to take things personal and really only get defensive and hear one side. But I literally said that exact same thing. Well, you wouldn't have asked that question if you listened to me saying that men and women need each other. And I'm saying men. As a man who doesn't have his wife anymore, absolutely understands the importance of women. Why? All I'm asking is why, in general, why are women not doing that same thing for men?
But the thing is that like we appreciate men who are good to us and just like men appreciate a woman who's good to them. That's the thing. Is this again? It's not this independence isn't some magical hammer that we're bashing men with. Literally, it is just. I mean, sometimes I wish, I had a magical hammer I could bash men with, because sometimes they deserve to be here or there.
You don't actually need a magical hammer. You can use a regular hammer for that too.
Because then I can't practice.
You're going to get like 10 to 20, 25. You have to defend yourself in court, but go ahead.
No, it's just more of I have a lower tolerance of being treated bad or being disrespected. And yeah, that independence has given it to me. I have been less independent in my life when I was younger. And, I was in my early 20s. And stuff like that, even from 18 to about 26. Yeah, I was way less independent, for sure.
Yeah,
and
but men
I was
treat
in
you bad
toxic
because you're independent, though?
relationships for men.
Men treat you bad because you're independent?
There are some negative side effects to bad divorces, I will say that, and seeing all that stuff. But here nor there, I also felt like I could have been more independent if I had, a little bit better lessons growing up and better examples. There was a lot. It was a really, really bad divorce that never ended, here nor there. But I know what my life was like before I was as independent as I am now. Like, you don't just automatically get 18 as a woman and you're like, I'm independent. I know how to do all these things. Like, obviously there's skills you learn over time and all these things. Independence is not just rooted in skills. It's also about who you are mentally. It's a growth thing. But I never treated men less the more independent I got. I never thought of them less. I just was like, hey, you're not treating me right, so I'm not going to tolerate it. Like, independence just gave me the strength to not tolerate shitty behavior. It doesn't mean I need them less. Are you kidding me? I'd love to have a boyfriend right now to make me dinner. Acts of service is like one of my biggest love languages. Do things for me.
Talking about the outliers, right? So it seems like y'all both think the same thing about the opposite gender. Where one of you saying males weaponize the world being male to their benefit and tell women they got to meet a standard, expectations, yada yada yada, and the other saying women are using their independence as a weapon against the other side, where you both are saying we should have standards and they should be met, but also that you both need each other. If you had a flat tire right now, Amanda, Don's saying he could change it.
No, he couldn't.
I'm not.
But he can call AAA.
Get it
like a
changed.
motherfucker.
I could change his tire. I got him.
You both could get each other's tires changed. Y'all could check each other's oil, yada yada yada. But the interesting thing comes into the convo where y'all have already entered the conversation believing the other has negative intentions against you, for Amanda for being independent and Don for demanding or raising his daughters for cooperativeness, even if they know independent skills. It's interesting you're saying the same thing from two different sides, and you both are the same people in this conversation.
Because it kind of sounds like what you hear is, hey, I'm teaching my daughters to respect men and appreciate men and all these things. It's like, it kind of sounds like in the long run, you might make them susceptible to, and when you said codependency isn't a taught trait, it's a susceptibility, So it's like thinking that you need them and like, no, you need a partner. Sure. Absolutely. A life partner who respects you. But if they don't, you don't need them. You don't need to rely on them.
I think the thing is, and now you don't have to answer this actually, because we're getting kind of towards the end of this segment.
Yeah.
But what I will say though, real quick, I'll let him respond. And if I'm wrong, he can respond if I'm wrong. At the end of the day, the thing is that there's this huge focus, right? The upward trend right now is female independence. It's women empowerment. It's all of those things. And what Don is simply saying that's a given. It's on every television show. It's on every hashtag. You know what I'm saying? It's a thing that's in the forefront of our mind. What we're simply saying at the end of the day, it's not wrong. It's not faux pas. It's not a bad thing to say at the end of the day. Women, Don says, hey, you don't have to be independent women. I tell my daughter, you just be interdependent with the person that you're with. Because at the end of the day, let's keep it real. At the end of the day,
that's codependent.
Interdependent is not codependent.
You're
gonna cut off my thought. I was about to be real prolific. Go ahead.
You're forgetting a major point. Amanda's first words on the show today were "Welcome to the double standard."
Okay.
That in a world where since motherfuckers was dying of the plague and the Spanish flu has been primarily male built, Amanda's saying, y'all in this new social media era and current TV culture and politics are experiencing what they literally live through every day of every week.
So that makes it right.
The Black Plague.
So that makes it right.
I didn't say it made it right.
Inherently, that makes it wrong.
I didn't say it made it right or wrong. I'm saying she's just explaining to y'all what they've been dealing with from the jump.
Yeah.
So the conversation is, I would agree women do weaponize independence against themselves. It only hurts them, whatever, the ones who weaponize it. The ones who use it to be a strong stand-up woman, the Michelle Obamas of the world, know how to be with a man and still be who she is. Literally the first lady versus the president. And she was making as big a splash in those arenas too, that in that conversation, Don and Amanda are saying the same thing, that Don wants a Michelle Obama in his lineage, and Amanda's saying, well, I expect you to be Barack, and those two,
because I am a Michelle Obama. Yeah. I get it.
That's okay.
I get it. And you know what? I'm glad that we had you two on, because at the end of the day, that's not the masses, though. We have to talk about generalities for the masses. That's not for the masses. And that's why here on the Port Podcast, we get a little tipsy, but we also get a little educational.
We never asked or answered the question, and I want to hear from everybody when we can get out of here. When used wrong, is this detrimental to the masses or just the people it affects, and it happens to be a high number? either one can answer first. I don't care.
Wait, I'm sorry. Go ahead. You go ahead, Amanda. You got it.
No. You had a question. I saw
No,
you.
I just wanted him to read.
I can read it.
Right?
When this idea on both sides, y'all are split down the middle of the same side, with the outliers being on the outside of the spectrum, that when it's weaponized negatively, like the group that Don mentioned at the beginning of the segment, and the general ideal of most the women who do choose to weaponize these things, don't they just end up alone? I didn't. I met my girl in the independent woman era. Like Beyonce had that song before I met my girl, and she still was with the shits in terms of cooperation. That's not missing.
No, okay. I'll tell you this, because you keep saying it's the outliers.
You're saying it's a majority.
We're just going to have to disagree. We're going to have to just disagree with that, because agree or disagree. Because on God, I'm telling you,
I hate agreeing to disagree.
We're about to, because I'm telling you, as somebody who's in the field right now, this is what it is. It is majority, and
the majority of women are weaponizing independence.
No. The majority of these of single women who are actively, in this position, where they feel that men are, whatever, they are absolutely weaponizing it in a sense of, okay, hey. And you know what? And here's the thing. I know this, and I recognize this, and it could be Miss Amanda's situation. I understand that there are shitty dudes out there. I know this. Men have done dudes dirt, or women dirty. They've been pieces of shit. And usually, what happens is women. Well, let me finish. Women utilize that, or not utilize. They take that hurt. They become feminine, some form of a feminist, and just take this mindset of, you know what, I'm protecting myself, and I get it. It's okay, you're protecting yourself, but ultimately what you're doing is you're making the other men who aren't pieces of shit, even dudes who are just being nice. Some dudes, I saw on a video, literally was just saying hi to a woman, and the woman just attacked him and went all crazy and stuff with him. Like, my God. They take that hurt that they've had in the past, and they're taking it out in the world. And unfortunately, it's more than outliers, brother. It just is. And
Amanda,
and real quick, and the last thing before I say it, because I don't know if I'm gonna say it again, I cannot stress this enough. I'm not talking about men and women don't need each other, or feminists, or I'm against independence. You want to be independent? Cool, that's your thing. By all means. For me, my daughters, they're going to understand the importance of a nuclear family. Men, women need each other. Period.
Amanda, final thoughts, I guess.
Yeah,
final thoughts. Anything you want to in any of that.
Well, I mean, if I don't want to talk to a guy, don't say hi to me. So one, we don't owe men shit to say hi. So she was probably having a day. I don't know. From my personal experience as a woman, I have a day, I'm having a bad day, and someone wants to compliment me, and I'm like, dude, I don't want to talk to you right now. And
what?
But yeah, because I don't give them a time to
hi.
Here nor there. And also,
it's offensive to say hi to a woman. Oh my God.
It's not offensive. It's more of like, yeah, you can say hi, but I don't owe you a response. I don't owe you anything. Here nor there. Also,
you own your response, though. You have to own your response.
I could ignore him.
No,
you don't owe him a response.
Own your response, because that guy that you just turned away might have been Prince Charming.
That might have been the guy you just asked.
I'm good. I don't care. Then I'll reap what I sow. But I may have not been in the mood. I don't know. I don't owe anyone a conversation. And
wrap it up, Amanda, because PA Jerry's telling us that we're running out of time. So you final point.
Okay, so wrapping it up. So I've been in the dating game a long time, and I'm not sad to say that. But like, men have been shitheads to women for a while. And it hasn't gotten any better. And this, like I said, this independence thing, it's not this attacking tool. I know you just got in the dating game. And I should not be sad to say that, tribal chief. I really shouldn't.
Queef.
Because...
Queef. Tribal queef. He misspelled it. Queef.
Okay. Anyways, so you haven't. Again, my condolences on your wife recently passing. But, it's been like this for a while. Men are like that. So, like, yeah. Women have higher standards, and we don't accept low behavior, and the independence gave us that. And no one is saying that we don't want a partner. Okay. Yes, I can see this. And, but the thing is though, is that like you're kind of implying that we need a partner, so we need to be okay with certain things. And all right, you gotta stop messaging your.
We got to dead it. We got to dead it.
Okay. Well, you know what? We're gonna agree to disagree, but I think he misunderstands the point of feminism and independence and a bunch of things. And he'll raise his daughters the way he wants to raise them, and hopefully they don't come across shitty men.
Here's the good news. You'll see Don.
I am not going to be single for life. And the fact that you're attacking me, I don't know why I've triggered you, but hope you have a good night's sleep.
Amanda. End of the day, guys, Don and Amanda will be back on the Poor Podcast because we ain't going nowhere. And they're regular contributors, and we'll have them back on. A great conversation, guys. We're gonna move on. Y'all can stay on. We're gonna drop you from the show. We're gonna move on to our last segment and drop you. We appreciate you guys joining in on the conversation. She's about to cook his ass. Cook his ass for Amanda, bring that fire for next time. All right. Hey, for the time being, it's literally what do you have to say in court? It's court is adjourned. Is that what it is? Court is adjourned.
Don't answer this question.
No, defense is rest, Your Honor.
Well, all right, we're in recess.
Defense has rest, Your Honor.
All right, the defense
no
has
rebuttal.
rest. We put you on the defensive. Thank you. I might get him out of here. Love y'all. Thank y'all for coming through and pull them out. All right, guys.
Leaving them there to make it
leave them there. Actually, you know what, guys? Hang out. Why not? We only got like 5 more minutes left of the show. Hang out. Why not? But it's time to get
roast
into
him while he talks.
Fuck off. I hate you so much. All right, guys. This week's Drinks on Me has 1.5 ounces of Citron vodka. Citron vodka that came from the homie Don. Thank you for that big ass bottle of Don of Citron Grey Goose that you gave me. 3 ounces of ginger beer, 1.5 ounces of lime juice, and a lime wedge. And I call it a Tampa Mule. Actually inspired a little bit by Amanda and Don. Don gave me the vodka, and Amanda loves Moscow Mules.
She was kicking your
so
ass.
This is a very cooperative drink made by one CP34, and we're gonna call it a Tampa Mule. It's a very nice, smooth drink. Shut everybody up in this fucking thing right now. Fuck you, Mike. Thank you, Amanda. You inspired this drink today. Let's get this right here. There we go. Let's do this. There. So, all right. So, guys, once again, 3 ounces of ginger beer, 1.5 ounces of Citron vodka, and half ounce of lime juice and a lime wedge stored in there. Not to be confused with a Tampa Bay Mule, which actually has rum in it. This is a Tampa Mule, an original from the Pour Up Podcast. I'll put the actual recipe on the IG.
Plagiarizing, but
half plagiarizing and just skirting the line. That's the CP34, AK.
Plagiarize my line after I said it, like right after
I said it at the same time you were there and why you said it.
This is nuts.
All right. So Amanda, Amanda, we love you. Appreciate you coming on. We lost Don. We are gonna drop you now, Amanda, because we got to get into last call. Okay. Thank you. And I'll hit you up. Appreciate you coming on the Pour Up Podcast. We'll see you next time. All right, guys. Let's do this real quick.
Claude wanted,
not done yet. Keep talking.
Oh, you had to search for it? Claude wanted them out so bad. And he forgot he had a mouse. I think PA Jerry should have the mouse.
The PA, yeah. If he can run the graphics,
Claude
I'm about
should
it.
Be in control of things. The camera switching y'all saw, the chess playing he's playing with the viewers is the same thing he did to me and Steve, and it's gonna stop. It has to stop. Fair sharing of the screen with our guests. Salute to Amanda, who was cooking y'all asses. Don was doing the damn thing. Amanda was a bit triggered, but she rope-a-doped. She came back off. She float like a butterfly.
Yeah, can you bring it to both of us?
Like
bring it to both of us, please.
But,
so we can.
But the bee is bee, like, you know,
No,
sting like a bee.
It's the last call for alcohol. Sorry, I didn't adjust the sound. I'm about
Actually, that was a lot better. I don't know.
So I turned it down. That means that we have like 2 minutes to get our last call in, Mike. Can we do it? Can we do it? Can I go first real quick?
Yeah.
All right. Real quick, guys. Here's the deal. At the end of the day, it's okay to be an independent lady. Do it. Do you do? It's okay. I will teach my daughter that she can do anything in this whole entire world. But at the end of the day, there's nothing wrong with wanting and needing a spouse. Because at the end of the day, do you want to go through this life, this world, by yourself or with a partner that treats you right and is literally aligned with you? That is my goal. My hopes for my daughter is to have that person, that special person that she can go through this world with, because that's what I have. And at the end of the day, she can't do that if she's completely dissolved and independent from a man.
Yo, I'm going to get interrupted by the cutscene, but while I'm talking, it makes you feel like you're doing some dope-ass documentary, right? Like, you feel the music, and I was just waiting for that.
There it is. Last call for alcohol.
So to rebut the overall point, I appreciated what Amanda was saying, that a man shouldn't demand expectations. But I agree with what Don was saying, that a woman shouldn't expect that independence makes them equals on the battlefield, to use a metaphor. And basically what I would teach my daughter, what my mother taught my sister, and what my mother taught, and what a lot of women I date believe, is they can do whatever they need to do on their own if they have to. But why are you seeking a mate if, you know what I mean?
Right.
If there's no, my girl brings up the slack in every way I fall short, and I bring up hers. And that's how it should be. We all know yin and yang, but in the greater conversation across the masses, a lot of single motherfuckers should realize at the end of the day, if you want somebody, find somebody to balance your bullshit.
And what did Kanye say? How you still want a man when you look like you want a man?
Now, you're not going to just give the one side.
Last call for alcohol.
Because a man should meet a minimum standard.
Thank you, Kanye.
And not necessarily in physicality. Like,
Absolutely.
women shouldn't be judged on physicality.
Absolutely.
But a man shouldn't either. If 5'6" want to come, spit game, and he bringing up the rear.
You're not
and all
5'6".
the
I
other
thought you were
things,
5'9".
I
That's
wasn't
tall.
talking about me.
Oh, okay.
I'm in a relationship.
Who's 5'6"?
Not me. Nigga, I'm 5'9". Don't do me.
Nigga, I'm 6'5".
Don't do me.
Who would you rather have? No, I'm joking.
Still me.
I know. Let's get the fuck out of here. PA Jerry says we get the fuck out of here. Who are you, sir? Who are you, sir?
On the website. Couple of presents coming.
Yeah.
And they real nice. No, it's me first.
Real quick, hold on. Before you do that, real quick, we will be at the Vibe of the Village February 26th. That's next Saturday from 1 to 6 in Plant City. That's on our IG. Find it. Be there. Be square. Join us. Who are you, sir?
I am Mike Lake, a.k.a. Hillsboro Slim, a.k.a. the Mr. Poor Podcast.
Yo, I'm your boy CP34, a.k.a. the Big Dipper, a.k.a. British Montana, and we out for a podcast. Shut up, Kanye.
Do the outro.
Yeah.
Pound Greater.